Welcome back to Black Tea Uncut. Well, tonight, guys, what I will be going over is AT2's live. He made some very interesting observations, and I want to know what you all think of it. I mean, I thought some of it rang absolutely true, and I want to see what you think. Do you agree with AT2? So, guys, let's check this out.
Are we live, y'all? Is this thing on?
I absolutely love this. I love the fact that AT2, who was not so friendly with IO, I don't believe, sort of gave her a nod or a little bit of love here when he says, is this thing on? Because we all know that that's what IO does. And I thought that was very sweet and funny and hilarious at the same time. So let's get back into this. But I like that AT2. It was so cute. You make me laugh all the time.
Excuse me. Can you hear me? I just want to make sure this is on. Welcome, everybody, to everyone's favorite podcast. Well, at least my favorite podcast. What's up, Black Tea Uncut? You actually inspired this video. I'm going to see if I can get you in some drama.
Now, when he said that, I was shaking in my boots. I'm like, oh no, what kind of drama is he going to get me in? I was actually quivering. I'm like, oh no, because AT2 can be a trip. So I was, waiting for what in the world is he going to get me involved in. But let's continue because it is very, very interesting. And I love, again, his observations. I want to know what you think after we listen here just a bit.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is there was someone who got doxxed over in the black tea sector. I know, AT2, aren't you done with the black tea sector? Yes, but you know what it is about the black tea sector? Them hoes are so reckless over there, they can be used as a life lesson. So that's...
Now, I don't want to say the hoes, so I will not say that. That is definitely not my agreement. But I do, know that AT2 is just being funny. So I know he doesn't really mean it. And I know that females often be like, joke as a whole term or a B term. And it's no harm, no foul. I think the same thing right here. He's just being funny. AT2 is hilarious. But like when he says that you can learn from this behavior, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you can learn in life how friendships can quickly turn sour. And that when friendships turn sour, everything, all your business comes out. And that's in the real world as well at times. If you have a best friend and they know your secrets, some best friends, so-called best friends, will tell it all once you're on Mad Day. So I do have to agree. And in this sector, it is like you learn a lot about human behavior. So let's get back to this.
I'm just being honest. Them hoes are so reckless over in the black tea sector, they can be used as an example of what not to do or what not to be. So it works out that way.
Now, I will say, after being in this sector, I don't want any more friends. I have totally cut off the idea, blocked the idea, will no longer accept any friend applications. It's done, it's over. F that.
Oh, man. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for that, but it is what it is, right? So anyway, there was a content creator by the name of Manifest. She got doxxed over in that sector. Like, they posted a picture of her and her husband. Now, the people who did the doxing, I think they thought they did their big one. Like, they were all like, oh yeah, we found out who she is, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is like, it was just... Anyway, So this dox wasn't what it is. It was just a normal picture of her and her husband, and she's not ugly. So it wasn't like yeah, we got her. This is, a win for us. And it was just kind of like, all right, well, you showed who she was,
Now, I am not sure who doxed Manifest for sure, but I believe it was incoming opinion. I'm not sure, but I saw it through Rich and Trees. But when Manifest put up a post in her community wall, she said it was incoming opinion, IO, who doxed her. So in this moment, I believe he's referring to incoming opinion because that is who Manifest pointed the finger at from my perception as the one who doxed her. So let's get back to this, shall we?
So I was all like, okay, well, I don't agree with doxing. I don't. I think doxing is disgusting, pulling up people's private information, all that stuff. I do believe this. I think if you are out there messing with people, harassing people, doing whatnot, and you're exposing who people are and shit like that, well, turnabout's fair game. Like, if you're doing, your own like doxing and stuff like that, then it comes back to you. Now, I'm not saying that Manifest did that at all, but what I'm saying is that there's some people who think they're absolved from taking accountability or us knowing who they are. And it's like everybody is a somebody. And trust me, I might not know who you are, but I know someone who can get to you if I ever need to.
Now, was shots being fired just now, AT2? Are you telling us that if someone comes for you, you know how to get to them? I can understand that. And in the game of YouTube wars and beefs, doxing has become a part of it. Now, do I agree with the doxing? No, I do not. But then again, I don't know the history of what Manifest has done towards incoming. So I don't know if that's what, prompted incoming to then go back and dox her. Or if it maybe was Richard Trees, whatever happened. I see here that AT2 is saying, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And whatever you can do, I can do better. So, what do you think about doxing, guys? Do you think it's unfair in one way, but fair if the other person is always doxing, that what you give, you get, And he's not saying that Manifest did anything to warrant this. I don't think he knows, neither do I. But what he's saying that, if you're out here doing that type of behavior to others, it will eventually come back. So, I definitely agree on that. Don't start in that game if you don't want to eventually be exposed yourself. So I get it, and you reap what you sow. So basically, the laws of the universe are also, a biblical reference in reaping what you sow. So let's get back to this. AT2.
I may not know who you are, but I know someone who can get to you if I need to get to you. That was a warning shot right there. But anyway. Like, pop, pop, pop. But anyway, and again, I'm not saying that this is that situation. And I think also too, it was more about, we're going to find out who this person is and expose her. But again, like I said, the girl wasn't ugly or anything like that. I was just kind of like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. She all right,
And I do agree. Manifest is a beautiful woman, and her husband and her make a beautiful couple. So I don't think it was like a bad thing when we actually saw who she was. It was like, oh, okay, now you have a face with a voice, and I think it fits. It's kind of what I envisioned her. Some people you hear it, and when you see them, they look nothing like what they sound or something like that. To me, it was a match, and not saying that she probably still wants to get doxxed. So I'm sure Incoming or Rich or Trees, whoever did it, still won in that regard, because who wants to be exposed? But once you are exposed, and you look good, it probably lessens the blow. So I guess that's what AT2 is saying right here, that Manifest was an attractive woman, so he didn't see the big deal in the expose or the docs of Manifest. So I thought that was nice of him to say, and I thought that was you know cool. That's a straight up observation and perspective. Okay, so let's get back to this, because here comes the really good part that I really want your opinions on. So check this out, what comes next.
Now, I will say this. If they were going to expose Manifest, what they should have exposed her for was still a Melanie Jones storyline. Because she definitely stole Melanie Jones' storyline. She stole Melanie Jones' clout. She stole everything from Melanie Jones. And now she's more popular than what Melanie Jones is. Now that's the real expose right there.
So guys, did Manifest hijack Melanie's storyline with JR and IO? And shout out to IO and JR. And also shout out Melanie. But did Manifest hijack Mel's story? Is that the reason why everyone is flocking over to Manifest channel? Is that the reason why we know Manifest and we go to Manifest more than we go to Mel's channel? Is that why Manifest numbers for a live is 100, 20, 30, 40, 50, and Mel can barely get 50 sometimes? Is it because that Manifest has taken over the Mel storyline, and we're still interested in the storyline evidently somewhat, but Manifest gives it up better with her back and forth with Io and JR, more so than Mel does? Is that what is happening? I mean, in a way, to be honest with you, I didn't think about it quite like that. And I've always said that Manifest is the one to watch in this sector. She is the one that I could see being the new upcoming talent here in the sector. But could it be because of that? Does AT2 make a really good observation right here? Can Manifest hold it on her own without the IO, JR, back and forth and beef? I don't know. But that is a great observation, because I went to Manifest because of that. I will be honest. Because she was going back and forth, and she was like, she's on 10, at all times. At the drop of a dime, she can go there, and so that's what brought me over there. And then, of course, all the other, people hitting the panel and things like that. But, I think she is a voice that is needed here in the sector. But is it because of the Mel JRIO storyline? What do you think, guys? Please chime in the comments and let me know what you think on this. Please let me know, because I really do want to know, because I thought that was a very interesting observation. All right, let's get back to this real quick. We're almost done.
Ooh. But hey, you didn't hear that from me. Yeah, y'all didn't hear that from me. Now you want the real tea. Now that's the real tea right there. Yeah. Just like Trees stole the Melanie Jones storyline and made it more popular and more poppin', that's what Manifest has done too. You messy and I gotta be honest.
And a special shout out to AT2. I just love him. I really do. Because he gives it up raw and uncut. And I love his uncut filter on things. He says it just like it is. And like we're all probably thinking. At least a lot of us. So, right there he says where Trees first took it over and blew it up. Trees did. She made it more interesting. She made you want to look at it, because at first we were looking at it like Mel was just crazy and deranged, but Trees put a spin to it that made you start to like say, oh well, wait a minute, maybe Mel was misled, maybe Mel was this or that. You start to want to understand and maybe see another side to it. And that's what Trees was able to do with the story. She did get it popping. She did make you interested. You did come over there every day or every other day to see what was the latest going down. Or even though she had to take it back because we were kind of like past it, and she brought it back to our attention again. But she did make it more interesting. I will say that. And now he says that Manifest is doing the same thing. I wholeheartedly agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Because truthfully, I think most of us are done with the storyline. We're done with the Mel got brokenhearted by JR type storyline. But because of the vitriol and the anger that Manifest still feels over the situation, it keeps it going and it keeps you interested. So is that just part of being a great content creator? Or is that just a way to finesse, but isn't finessing a part of the I don't know, you get what I'm saying. Is Manifest just doing a good job, or is she wrong for stealing the storyline to get her channel popping, and now Mel is over there still trying to get her channel off? I don't know. I'm going to really be thinking about this, though. And I do want your opinions. I do want to hear what you have to say. Do you agree with AT2? Do you see some of what he's saying? And I sure want to hear Manifest response to this. I wonder what she thinks about this. I know she's probably going to get upset, but I mean, is there some truth to it? Not meaning that you meant to take the storyline over, but maybe is that the reason why you are popping, and it's okay to get popping.
Like, I was like, as far as exposing who she is, like, that wasn't like a big, like, maybe if she was like 600 pounds or something like that, I'll be all like, oh, okay, that's something. But yeah, you want to expose her, expose how she done stole Melanie Jones' storyline. Like, the girl would go live at the same time as Melanie Jones and like try to draw from her.
Now, see, I didn't know that part. I didn't know that it would come across as almost competition, where Manifest would go live the same time that Mel went live. Now, that part I didn't know. So that was enlightening. I mean, what's really going on? I mean, because I saw the other day Manifest asked Mel directly, do you feel resentment? Basically, to sum it up. This is not verbatim, just a sum up from what I took from it. Or do you feel any type of way that I'm kind of blowing up and you're not blowing up as fast as I am now? Do you feel any type of way about it? And Mel said, no, I'm cool with it. You're my friend. I want you to win. I only want winners around me. Something to that effect. But deep down, could something else be underlying brewing? Is Manifest finessing the situation to pop her channel? Can Manifest make it on her own without the storyline? Please, let me know what you think. Again, this is like observations. Nothing is written in stone because nobody really knows. Everybody can just assume. And that's what I'm doing. Right now, I'm assuming, making assumptions based on different things that's being presented to me. So maybe you have more information, and so therefore you have a different perspective. what's really going on there, or if it's just coincidental that it was never a play or a flex or a finesse. It was just straight up, it just went that way, you know? But let me know what you think. I don't think anyone can get mad with you for your opinion. And if they do get mad with you for your opinion, that's on them. Because as long as you're not purposely trying to hurt anyone and you're just asking genuine questions or and letting it be known that it's just a question or an assumption that you're not stating it as fact, I don't think anyone should get mad. I don't. So, anyway, let's finish this up. This is the last little tidbit here.
What I don't like is like, I believe everybody can give commentary on what's going on, all the drama and stuff like that. I mean, we are here for your entertainment, right? Just like you guys comment on my drama or whatever's going on with me, I totally get it, right? I signed up for this. However, I don't know what Manifest storyline if it does not involve her and the Melanie Jones, EO, and JR drama. I don't know what her storyline would be.
Now, that's a very fair question. If it wasn't for the IO, he said EO, but he meant IO, JR storyline, then what would we know Manifest for? What would have made us flock to her channel or check her out? I guess that's a fair question. I mean, maybe she could have just commentated on the sector and got some traction. I mean, to be honest, to be fair, she could have maybe got it from the dirt or the mud, like some of the other content creators have here. And like Io says, she just came live and hit the live button and just went off, and just by herself. Nobody on the sidelines, no cheerleaders, no friends, no connections here in the sector directly. She just winged it. And look at her now. I mean, she is a force here in the sector. She's a force to be reckoned with. No matter what you feel about her, she has her spot claimed. And she is positioned well in the sector. I mean, that's my observation. Okay, but let's get back to this AT2. Come on.
She would just go back to being the best friend of Melanie Jones. Other than that, I don't know her storyline, I don't know what she likes. What's her favorite color? What's her favorite food? Does she like to go on vacation? Like, we don't know anything about her. Her claim to fame is getting into it with, this crazy love, this virtual love triangle that's just crazy. I wish they would all just get over. Like, yes, y'all, they still talking about that love triangle. The I want to love you. Shout out to all the old heads who know that song. Who sing that song?
Again, ding, 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 ding. He got it right. We don't know really anything about Manifest from what I know. I mean, we know that she's married and she has kids. I do think we know that. But other than that, like you said, a favorite color or things about her that just draw us to her, other than her being Melanie's best friend here in the YouTube sector, we don't know anything about her. And you know what? I'm going to even take some feedback from that because I want to let you know more about me. So in my next video, I'm going to let you know what my favorite color is and a few tidbits about myself so I can properly introduce myself to the sector. I also will reveal my real name as well. Well, only my first name, and because I see how intrusive it can be. So that's why I've chosen to, and I don't want anyone life affected. And that's why I am very careful not to just go around offending and poking and trying to be malicious in any kind of way to other people. Even though, although I do know that may not still keep me in good regards because people will just be messy at times. But it does inspire me to share some of myself with you, you know, because like you said, we don't know anything about Manifest, and we do need to, if she's going to be in the sector and be that next go-to content creator, we do need to probably get to know her a little bit more, know some more things about her. And so I just take some tips from that as well. So thank you, AT2. That's constructive criticism in a way. I mean, yes, is it public? Yes, but it's done. It is done with some tips. I guess that what Treason was saying with the Kimmy situation, but I'm not definitely touching that no more because I want that to just go away. Shout out Kimmy. She did a fantastic live yesterday. Shout out Trees. I don't want nothing to do with that part. But if they keep on going back and forth, of course I'm going to commentate on it. But I hope they end it because that is just a mess in itself. But anyway, back to AT2 with the Manifest tips. I think that was really, really good. We don't know Manifest, and she is the best friend to Mel, more so than anything else that we know.
Jesus, y'all. I'm telling you, they are still talking about that whole love triangle thing. It's been a whole year. It's been a whole year, and they're still talking about the. Yo, it's been a whole year. Like, y'all gotta get over it now. And all these niggas ain't never met each other. They never seen each other in real life. Like, I know EO and JR claiming like they take vacations and shit like that. All right, I'll let y'all have it. Whatever y'all say.
Now, AT2, on one part, I do agree. It is redundant. And it has been going on for a while now. But, I mean, what? Maybe it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, just because y'all don't see us on vacation don't mean we don't say, all right, okay, whatever. Zap Roger, yeah. Yeah, they be having like computer sex and everything. Like, I'm just all like, this is so strange and weird. Shit, let me tell you, AT2 been single for a while. Shit, maybe I need some computer. Shit, I need some computer.
Now, Io has said that her and JR have seen each other and been together and spent time together in real life. So I have no reason to not believe that. So I'm going to say I do believe that they've seen each other. AT2 now, but the part that's so funny is when AT2 says, well, you know what, instead of me knocking it, maybe I need to try it. Now, exactly. Before you knock it, maybe you should try it. You never know who is out here. You shouldn't be limited to who is just in your state or your city. I know several people that have met online and that are still together. Some are married and some are just still together, but they are together nonetheless. And they lived, hundreds of miles apart. But had not been for, social media, websites, dating sites, etc., they would have never found each other possibly. So AT2 said he might try it out. He is a mess. You gotta love AT2, really.
Yo, I need some computer love. But I mean, as far as a storyline on YouTube, like, get over it. I'm tired of it. Oh my God. Move on. Aren't y'all tired of the computer love storyline? Am I the only one?
I think so. I think majority of us here in the sector are pretty much over it. I really do. I think it just comes up because the back and forth beef between Manifest, Mel, Io keeps going on. So because that just keeps continuing on, it keeps that whole little storyline kind of playing out. But I think everyone is over it. I mean, Io says she wants to let it go. She says that Mel won't let it go. Mel says the same thing about Io. From my perspective, I'm not really sure who is keeping it going on. I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it right now in this particular video because I want to make sure to do a little bit more research before I give an answer to that. Because I may say one thing and then find out, well, wait a minute, I was wrong because this happened. So before I give my analysis or my opinion on that, who keeps it going, because I don't really know, to be honest. And that's the honest, genuine truth. I don't know. Because like I said, Mel does play a lot of clips in her videos, and I don't like a lot of clips, you know. And so therefore, I don't get to hear the whole message to see if she's being messy. So because sometimes I just kind of click out of it. But if it wasn't for the clips, I think Mel would be really onto something. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. My opinion. And some others I've heard AT2 agreed the same. And some other people have said the same thing. But Mel is going to be Mel, and she's going to run her channel the way she wants to. And that's her choice and her decision. And she has every right to do whatever she wants. So I'm just going to leave that there. So like I said, that's why I don't know if Mel is doing it, you know, going back and forth and throwing subliminals and things like that. I know she has been accused of these subliminals and types of things. So I don't know. So I'm going to reserve my opinion on who keeps it going. But I do think genuinely everyone is kind of over it. I mean, let me know. Comment in the, make a comment and let me know your opinions, please. I do like to see, like I said, even if it's just a hello, I appreciate that too. I really do. Okay, so last little drop. Because AT2 is very fascinating. I just love his commentary, for real. Okay.
Yeah, we need for the love of AT2. Yeah, definitely. But that brings me to my bigger point, is that you can't be out here messing with people, harassing people, and then think you're going to get away with it. And I'm just talking about in a general sense. I feel like a lot of avatars, and mind you, it's nothing wrong with being an avatar. I know we go back and forth. I know you're just an avatar. I know we go back and forth with this. But the reason why I'm saying it is, like, if you enjoy someone's content and somebody is just making content, you know, commentary or whatever, I'm not saying they need to get on here and show their face. It's when you're harassing, doxing, stalking people. Like, oh no, we need to see who's behind that mask, you know.
So in conclusion, after reviewing AT2's video, and he had a lot more entertaining stuff in this video, so please go check that video out. Check out all the videos. They are all bomb. Like, they're all really juicy and really uncut, really raw commentary. And okay, and so in conclusion, I do want to say I completely agree with AT2 here. And as for myself, I am not into no doxing. I'm not into none of that. I'm not into breaking nobody's heart, hurting people with insults, hurling insults. I am here strictly as a subscriber that just decided to let my voice be heard on topics given, being that I spend so much time here, and I also do contribute to this sector as well. So I just want to say shout out to all the CCs here in the Black tea sector. I think everyone is doing the very best that they can, and that we will all get better. And right now it's kind of like a war zone, but I think pretty soon, you know, the real ones will be left, and those will be the ones that's truest to this game and truest to here in this sector. And the ones that are not for this sector will go on to other sectors or just maybe leave the arena. But I think that we need to get away from doxing, and we need to, hopefully, in time, I hope that we will all come to a place of love and respect for each other. Like I said, the last one standing here in the sector are meant to probably be here. And those others will find their rightful place with their rightful tribe. And everyone will come to some type of cordial place. I say in the next year, 2026. Let's see if I'm right. I'll try to hopefully be here to come back here and talk about this in a year and say, yeah, didn't I tell you? And everyone would probably be in their perspective and their rightful sectors with their rightful tribe, thriving and having an amazing time here. All right. So I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing to me, checking me out, sharing my content, any type of contribution, whether it's just a comment. I thank you so very much for taking the time to check me out. And I just want to say thank you so much. Love you guys. Thank you for checking me out here at Black Tea Uncut. Talk to you later, guys.